Well, hello, I'm back and I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's just a nice card for somebody who likes to do some stitching and work with needles and thread and sewing or whatever, you know. I didn't write anything inside. You can do your own, but and this is what we're going to concentrate on. Okay, I die cut your piece, your layer one, using the largest of the scallop contour dies. So that's your layer one. Layer two is 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4 and 1 1/2. And that's the other side of that. So this goes right here. And then you have your piece of it's just, you just need a little piece of white whisper white paper to stamp the whatever the body. I never know what this is called. And these are your inside layers, and that's for the tag. So let's get this first. We're gonna burnish our score, and this is 11 by 4 1/4 of Misty Moonlight, and scored at 5 1/2. And this is 3 3/4 by 5 basic white, and I'm layering it on a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 of pale papaya. And then that will go on the inside. And you can do your own comments or sentiments or whatever you want to do on the inside, right? So that's the outside. And I'm going to also adhere our DSB. Now that's the back of it. Yeah, I know, it's pretty. It's all so pretty. And let's put that down. I'm going to put it down like this. Okay. And this one goes down as well. And now we're gonna stamp on the smallest of these scalloped contours. This is the smallest one. I die cut that out. So you wanna stamp Stitched with Love on there. And then you wanna get yourself a needle. You need a thick needle, or a needle with a large enough hole so you can thread your twine through. So I have this needle here. Okay, so cut up about a 20-inch piece of twine off, and then I'm going to show you how I did the stitching here. So I thread this twine through the needle. See, it's a fairly big one. And I start at the third hole in and leave about, so how much is that? 5 1/2 of the thread of the twine hanging out, and the rest I'm just going in and pretend I know what I'm doing here, because I'm not a great sewer. I know some of you are very handy when it comes to sewing. I'm not really, but I can do that. I tried without the needle. You can do it, but it's a bit of a tedious job to get it through, and you have to, yeah, you have to manipulate the twine to get it through. But this way it works. I am looking outside and we're going to have a big thunderstorm. So this is why I wanted you to start in the third hole. So you come out in the second, and then you can do your bow on the side here. So my sample, my bow is one hole over, and he was too far over. So that's what I learned from my mistakes, and I'm passing that on to you. So I just loop it through and make my little bow. Okay, now there needs to be dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to put 2 on there, and this can go right on, and I will trim the twine down after. Okay, so now I can trim my twine. All right, so that's this. We're not quite done yet. So don't forget, you well, I added one of the small little gems. You can add more if you want. Maybe I'll add more. I'll add a bigger one, a smaller one. Yeah. And I will add one over here where I don't know what it's called. In German, we call it a dress doll. So I don't know what it's called in English. Oh dear. Okay, so that's what's next. We're going to stamp our dress doll onto a piece of Whisper white. And you can use any, you probably have scraps for that. So just use Memento ink to stamp it if you want to color it. Okay. So I colored mine with the stand. I used the new dark cinnamon cider from last year, the ink color. So that's my stand, is the cinnamon cider. All right. And the blossoms, I'm using the light papaya. You could also use petal pink. It works just as well. You can use it's just keep it within the colors that are in the DSP. Then that's the goal here. That's my goal, to find matching Okay. It's just basically coloring what you're doing here. And then I also have the, there we go, the light mint macaron. And I'm just outlining the leaves a little bit, not too much, just a hint. So it's got a little shade of the mint macaron on there. All right. That's this. And now I'm gonna do the fussy cutting. And your dress doll is done. You need a 3.5-inch piece of this beautiful, oh, this is, it's probably, yeah, it's a woven ribbon and it's just plain beautiful. I love it. And you need that. And this will go here, so I have to cut that shorter. So I trimmed that down a bit, but it's not enough. So I'm gonna trim it just a little bit more. Okay. And for this, I'm going to use snail or stamp and seal. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna so let me give you a better measurement on that. So it's 3 inches and cut like that. And then I used the small dimensionals to for the back. And you see what I do here on the for the stand. I cut a very narrow sliver of that out here. And I'm just sticking that on. I have to trim that down a bit. Okay, and then just fill her up with these guys. And I think I'm gonna just get a little bit here. Yeah, it's finicky, but I like to fasten these things down properly, and then if I have it right, then it won't move on me. So that's what I do. Okay. All right. Now you need the backing off these. We have our project finished. Look at that. You love it? So you know we're not going to be finished until we have our hand stamped for you in the back. And I'm going to do this. So I have, what I did is I put the Handmade For You and the Stampin' Up symbol right, copyright words right underneath there. And that's going to go on here. And I will do it again on this one. Beautiful. I think I'm gonna, on my original one, I think I'm gonna add more, yeah, I'm gonna add another one here. Needs more bling. You can never have enough bling. And we're good. That's the Stitched with Love project. I hope you like it. Tell me who you give it to. I would love to hear that. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.